Yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, 7th canto, chapter 10, text 1. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srinadanuvacha. Bhakti Yogasya Tatsarvam Antarayata Yarbhakka Manyamano Rishikesham Smayamana Uvajaha. The saint Narad Muni continued. Although Prahlad Maharaj was only a boy, when he heard the benedictions offered by Lord Nrsimhadev, he considered them impediments on the path of devotional service. Thus he smiled very mildly and spoke as follows. Purport. Material achievements are not the ultimate goal of devotional service. The ultimate goal of devotional service is love of God. Therefore, although Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, and many devotee kings were materially very opulent, they accepted their material opulence in the service of the Lord, not for their personal sense gratification. Of course, possessing material opulence is always fearful because under the influence of material opulence, one may be misdirected from devotional service. Nonetheless, the pure devotee, Anyavilashita Shunya, is never misdirected by material opulence. On the contrary, whatever he possesses, he engages 100% in the service of God. When one is allured by material possessions, they are considered to be given by Maya. But when one uses material possession fully for service, they are considered God's gifts or facilities offered by Krishna for enhancing one's devotional service. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Sanak Chakshurum Militamya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, Open my eyes with torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble respectful obeisances unto him, Srila Prabhupada. So, uh, Naramuni is narrating how Prahlad Maharaj reacted when Nrsimhadev offered him material benedictions. So, interesting that he smiled very mildly because he knew the Lord is testing me, so I have to pass the test. Uh, uh, that's the beauty of the relationship between the Lord and his devotees, that there is some kind of intimacy there between the Lord and his devotees. And and the Lord likes to put his devotee to test because when they will come out victorious, he will they will be more glorified as great devotees. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was having a conversation with Ramananda Roy, he asked him, "What is the greatest fame in this world?" And Ramananda Roy said, "The greatest fame is to be known as a pure devotee of the Lord. That's the greatest fame." Of course, in the material world, uh, many famous people, not devotees. But I mean to say, this is offered by Maya. Uh, Very interesting Prabhupada saying that if a, if a devotee receive opulence and he use it in the service of the Lord, that means that opulence is given by the Lord. But if somebody gets any kind of opulence, but he use it for sense gratification, that is given by Maya, not by the Lord. Of course, the Lord he sanctioned, according to everyone's karma. Krishna is neutral to everyone; he's equal to everyone. Uh, but those who come to serve him, he considered them as friends. As the verse says that I'm equal to everyone. But if somebody approached me to offer some service, I'm a friend to them and they are a friend to me. And Prabhupada explained that you can't understand Bhagavad Gita unless you become a friend to Krishna. That means the service attitude. And then Bhagavad Gita also explained that Krishna is the best friend for everyone. Bhaktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatamam shanti mrichati. Krishna says that I am the enjoyer of all austerities and sacrifices. I am the proprietor of all the planets and universe, and I am the best friend for everything and everyone. And the person who acknowledge me like that, they get everlasting peace. Without peace, nobody can be happy. No matter how material opulence somebody may have, but if doesn't have peace of mind, his mind always disturbed, they can't be happy. The materialists always have their mind disturbed. They may have a lot of money, but their anxiety, how to increase more, how to have more. There is a verse in the Padyavali, one devotee praying to Krishna. My dear Lord, the same way that materialistic people are cheating for people for accumulating more money. And they're counting, I have so much tomorrow, I'm going to have more. I'm going to lie to this one, cheat the other one. And that way I will get more money. And the devotee said, I also want to every day chant your holy name and count how many names I'm chanting and keep it in the chest of my heart. And tomorrow I want to increase it even more. So there is a great difference between material greed and spiritual. Material greed is not good. Greedy people can never be satisfied. I think it was Gandhi that once said, there is enough in the world for everyone, but there is not enough even for one very greedy person. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, there is nothing lacking in this world. There is everything needed and more. The only thing is lacking is Krishna consciousness. That's the only thing that is lacking. So, uh, so we don't reject material opulence just because we are renounced. Actually, Prabhupada said, we are not renounced nor enjoyers. We are just servants. Sometimes the devotee asks me how to get detached from material things, you know. I told you have to give up the idea that you can be detached of anything because we don't own anything. To be detached from something, you must think that you own it. You have to give up the mentality that of ownership, false ownership. Then there is no problem. The problem is not the things. The problem is the idea that we are the owners of somebody of something. That's the problem. Uh, Imagine two friends walking on the street, and one friend tells the other, "Do you see this BMW car? I give it up. Do you see this beautiful girl passing through? I renounce it. Do you see this beautiful big house? I give it. Of course, they don't belong to you. It's easy to give it up. So when you know things don't belong to you, it becomes easy to be detached. Uh-huh. So that's the secret of detachment. To know who's the real proprietor and use it in his service. Once a devotee showed Prabhupada a picture in the newspaper. One one yogi, he was being given money and he's rejecting with both hands. No, I don't want money. Prabhupada said, you can take me a picture grabbing a lot of money for Krishna's service, not for sense gratification. So that's the secret. Even amongst opulence, one doesn't get bewildered. You know. So devotees generally don't have much opulence because they are not ready to have it. Prabhupada gave so much, received so much opulence. You know, when Prabhupada was living in India, one astrologer told him that he will be one of the most rich people in India. So Prabhupada told, my guru asked me to print books. So if I make a lot of money, I can print many books. But that was his plan. Like it's not another plan for him. You know, valuable equipment was stolen from his laboratory. He went bankrupt. So he had to retire to Vrindavan. He left whatever left to his sons to take care of. And he took it as Krishna's mercy to make him detached from from that opulence, environment, family. I mean, they were not much help from the family. He would invite people to hear Bhagavatam at home, and his wife, children will hide in a room listening to radio music, drinking tea, black tea, not herbal tea. The English people, they introduced this tea thing in India, the black tea, which is some kind of in- intoxication, that's caffeine or something similar to that. No? So I tell the devotee, look, uh, in China they have Tai Chi, and in India they have chai tea. not, not helping me. Anyway, so it's nice that Narad Muni is glorifying his disciple. He was Brad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. They are disciples of Narad Muni. So when the Guru sees his disciple making spiritual advancement, he becomes very happy that my son is advancing in spiritual life. Uh, So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to preach to the impersonalist, uh, Prakashananda Saraswati and his followers, they asked him why he was dancing and chanting on the street like some sentimental person instead of studying the Vedanta Sutra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu humbly told them, my Guru Maharaj told me I'm a fool. I'm not qualified to study Vedanta Sutra. He told me, better you chant this Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. Following his instruction, I've been chanting this Maha Mantra. Next time I saw my Guru, I asked him, what kind of mantra you gave me? And as soon as I start chanting this mantra, I start to laugh, to cry, roll on the ground. I think this mantra is making me crazy. What kind of mantra you gave me, Gurudev? And my Guru Maharaj Ishwarapuri, he said, my son, I'm very happy to hear this. These are symptoms of pure love of God. So your life is excellent, is sublime. So like that. Then of course he preached to them Vedanta Sutra. He said Shankaracharya covered the real meaning of Vedanta Sutra. I'm gonna give you the real meaning. So he preached to them. He knew all the, of course, Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. So say I'm the compiler of the Vedanta Vedas. He knows everything. He's in the heart of everyone. And from him comes knowledge, forgetfulness, uh, and and the soul is there. Paramatma is also there. And when the soul want to find solution to the real life problem, then Krishna in the heart guide that person uh, to the proper canal to reach the Supreme Lord. So that's the Lord's mercy. So, so Prahlad Maharaj, a great pure devotee of the Lord, uh, he smiled and uh, he didn't he didn't feel in temptation, you know. Uh, and what Prahlad Maharaj said, very interesting. I'm gonna read it. Beautiful verse. Shri Praradu Vacha, Mamam Pralobhayopatya, Saktam Kameshu Varai, Tatsanga Vitonirvino, Mumukshu Tuam Pashritaha. Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I was born in an atheistic family, I'm naturally attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, kindly do not tempt me with these illusions. I'm very much afraid of material conditions, and I desire to be liberated from materialistic life. It is for this reason that I have taken shelter of your lotus feet. Uh, So that's a very beautiful prayer by Prahlad Maharaj. Uh, Prabhupada said once, the problem with Western devotees are not they are not afraid enough of Maya. They think they can play with Maya will not get burned. If you play with fire, you get burned. Doesn't matter if a child wants to put his finger in the fire. The fire not gonna because a child not gonna burn it. He, he has to learn his lesson. You know, it happened to Prabhupada with one of his sons. One of his sons, a child, always wanted to put his finger in the running fan. Prabhupada would chastise him, don't do it, don't do it. But one day, one of his friend, visiting friend, whispered in his ear, do this. So Prabhupada smiled, and he turned off the fan. And when it was at the point of stopping, Prabhupada told his son, okay, put your finger. Then the boy put his finger and he stopped his finger the fan. He didn't get hurt, but he got afraid. Prabhupada turned it on again. Put the finger. No, no. So we have to learn by suffering sometimes, to learn our lesson, you know, because we are stubborn. We're stubborn. We follow the mind. The mind is very stubborn, very whimsical, like that. Arjuna said it's not possible to control the mind. It's like stopping the wind. It's not saying, yes, it is correct. But by practice and detachment, you can do it. And the practice is Trinadapi Sunichena Taradapi Saish. Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. One has to keep a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a strongest tree, be more tolerant than a tree, offering respect to everyone without expecting any respect in return. In that humble state of mind, one can always chant Hare Krishna, the holy name. So if somebody has this mentality, you will not have any mental problems, not at all. You know, once a devotee was suffering from schizophrenia, schizophrenia, and he asked Brahma what to do. Should I take this heavy medication that they are giving me? Brahma said no. When schizophrenia means you have a mental change, sudden mental change. When that happens to you, just sit tightly and chant very loudly the Mahamantra Hare Krishna until the effect passes. Good advice. So that's the thing. There is no more powerful medicine than the Mahamantra to cure our material disease or spiritual disease, material and spirit. Of course, I mean, we are not fanatic. If you need to go doctor for some reason, you go. No. But the real disease of the soul is, is the material attachment to this world. That's the disease. Being spiritual, being eternal, and being attached to temporary things, thinking you will be happy by having, possessing them. That is the sickness of the soul. Because no amount of material enjoyment can give happiness to the soul. Soul being spiritual needs spiritual enjoyment. You are entitled to have spiritual enjoyment, spiritual shelter, spiritual nourishment, but that can only be achieved through devotional service without material motivation. Prabhupada said, devotional service, even with material desire, is good. You know the verse in the Bhagavatam, second canto? Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo dharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yayita purusham. Verse said, either you are akama, free of all material desire, or sarva kama, of all material desire, or moksha kama, desire for liberation. Tivrena bhakti yogena. One has to be engaged in devotional service. Because that will take us to the ultimate goal of life. Eventually, by practicing Krishna consciousness, one will forget its material attachments and lessen up, it becomes less important. And then one can practice more peacefully. Krishna consciousness. The mind is quiet, peaceful. Then one makes spiritual advancement. That's the symptom of spiritual advancement. To become detached from sense gratification, become attached to serving Krishna. So this is very interesting. Let me read the purport of the verse by the prayer of Lord Maharaj. Materialistic life means attachment to the body and everything in relationship to the body. This attachment is based on lust, on lusty desires for sense gratification, specifically sexual enjoyment. Kamaistai vidagyana. When one is too attached to material enjoyment, is bereft of all knowledge. Kritagyana. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, those who are attached to material enjoyment are mostly inclined to worship the demigods for to procure various material opulences. They are especially attached to worship of the goddess Durga and Lord Shiva because this transcendental couple can offer their devotees all material opulence. Prahlad Maharaj, however, was detached from all material enjoyment. He therefore took shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadev. and not the feet of any demigod. It is to be understood that if one really wants to release from this material world, from the threefold miseries, and from Jamma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, birth, death, old age, and disease, one must take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For without the Supreme Personality of God, one cannot get release from materialistic life. Atheistic men are very much attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, if they get some opportunity to achieve more and more material enjoyment, they take it. Prahlad Maharaj, however, was very careful in this regard. Although born of a materialistic father, because he was a devotee, had no material desire. Anyavilashita Shunya. Of course, the soul can't live without desires. That's a symptom of being alive. But we have to purify the desires and engage them in the service of the Lord. I mean, uh, Hanuman used his anger to burn Lanka. So, uh, Kubja, she used her lust. You know the story of Kubja? Yeah, in her past life, she was Ravana's sister. What was her name? Shorpanaka. And when she saw Ramachandra in the forest, she became lusty because he was so beautiful, so attractive. So she changed her form to a beautiful lady. And she openly told him, I'm very attracted to you. Please marry. And Ramachandra smiled, "Oh, I'm you know, uh, how is the word? I am, I'm flattered that such a beautiful girl likes me. But you know what? I'm a married man. I have a wife. But my brother is free. Go to him. So she went to Lakshman. Oh, Lakshman, you are also very handsome. Will you marry me? And and Lakshman smiled. Oh, I'm also very flattered. But you don't want to marry a servant. I'm a servant of my brother. He's the king. You have to insist on him. So she went back to Ramachandra and insisting again. But Ramachandra said, look, I know king can have more than one wife, but I made a vow, ekapatni vrat, only one wife. So I'm sorry, I can't accept. Then Shurpanakha became very angry, and she wanted to hurt Sita, scratching her face with her big toenails. But immediately Lakshman jumped up her nose and ears. So and what happened to her next life? She became Kubja, the hunchback girl. And when she saw Krishna entering Mathura, she was a servant of Kamsa, and she had sandalwood paste for Kamsa. But when she saw Krishna, that same attachment was awakened, and she ran to him and started spreading sandalwood paste all over Krishna's arms and face. So Krishna accepted the service, and being grateful, he stepped on her feet and grabbed her cheek and pulled up, and the hunchback disappeared. She became very slim, very beautiful. Uh, and she invited Krishna to her home. And Krishna went and he put his lotus feet on her breast, and she became free from all lusty desires. From all lusty desires. Even in Vrindavan, there were some Aborigine girls there, and they will, whenever they will see Krishna footstep marks on the ground, they will take that dirt and pull it on her body so to be free from lusty desires. So, uh, when Prabhupada visited us in South America, Venezuela, by the way, uh, yesterday I showed you a book to some of you, and here it goes, Prabhupada in South America, Venezuela. The only visit he did South America. An amazing thing happened during those 7 days. I will mention this past time. One morning we were walking with Prabhupada in the park, and one lawyer who came, he was very favorable to the movement, he was helping the movement without asking for any money, just do it as a service. So he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why we see some similarities between ancient India and pre-Hispanic South America? We see some similarities. Prabhupada said because previously the whole planet was following the Vedic culture, but in the course of time they gave it up, they forgot. Then Prabhupada said something amazing. He said, you know that Lord Ramachandra went to Brazil. We say, what, Prabhupada, really? He said, yes. Uh, he was kidnapped by Mahir Rava, another brother of Rava named Mahir Rava, and his capital was in Brazil. And, and, and Ravana made a tunnel 5,000 miles long under the sea from Sri Lanka to Brazil. Uh, the Ramayana said the other side of the world, the name Brazil wasn't there, of course. But Prabhupada, looking at the world map, he made a straight line from Sri Lanka and ended in Brazil. Prabhupada said, my opinion is that place must be Brazil. And all the gold that was covering all the houses in Sri Lanka was coming from the gold mines in Brazil. Prabhupada asked us if there was still gold in Brazil. We say, oh, plenty. People find even in the rivers gold. So Prabhupada told us that he was sleeping and he was kidnapped and taken there with the idea to sacrifice him in front of Goddess Kali. They worship God, big, huge Goddess Kali in a big cave. And they asked Ramachandra to bow down to Goddess Kali. Ramachandra said, I'm a prince, I don't know how to do this bowing down. You have to show me how it is done. So all the asuras bowing down, and Ramachandra took a sword and chopped off the heads. Ramayana said that Hanuman was hiding behind Kali, and he took another sword and helped Ramachandra. Now, for my book, I made a little investigation, to find out more details about Brazil. And I found some interesting things. One of the interesting thing was the original inhabitant of Brazil, the country of the name was not Brazil, was Pindo Rama. The name Rama was in the country. You know, Pindo comes from Pinda. Pinda means open populations to Rama. Not only that, in ancient maps, uh, you can find in the Amazon, middle of the jungle, a very ancient abandoned city. And the name of the city in the maps is Hanuman. Wow. So how do they know this name Hanuman? Thousands of years ago, Rama, and the name of the country. And on Venezuela, there is the highest waterfall in the world. You know that. It's called Angel Falls because an American aviator named Angel, he found it. So, and you know what is the name of the mountain from where the water falls? Churu Meru. Uh, how they know this name Meru? Meru is a celestial mountain and celestial planets. How they know these names? So everything was connected. Even recently, National Geographic went to Mexico to find new things, archaeological things. They went to one city named Merida, which has a lot of archaeological things. And they found in the middle of the jungle a water cave. And on the wall it was written words in Sanskrit, phrases in Sanskrit. 3,000 years old. I mean, they studied how old was 3,000 years. Who came there 3,000 years ago and wrote Sanskrit? That means at that time in India they have Vimana, flying machine. At the time of Lord Ramachandra, there was flying machine. Time of Krishna also. Shalva was attacking Dwarka, uh, flying saucer, Vimana. Uh, so when Prabhupada was giving class one day, Srimad Bhagavatam was Prabhupada giving Bhagavatam class in the evening. It's a Bhagavata you give in the morning, any of you. The more people will come in the evening, so he wanted to give in the evening Bhagavata. And in one class he told us the Vedas are known as Kalpataru, wish fulfilling tree. Uh, Kalpa Taru, wish fulfilling tree. I said, in Veda you can find all kind of knowledge, material and spirit. Uh, and he mentioned some of them. And he said, one of the signs is uh, 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 flying in the sky. Uh, and he said there are different ways to fly in the sky. One way is to make a machine. You know, one German archaeologist went to India to find things. And one famous place named Mohenjo-daro, he found 4-year-old parchment explaining how to build a flying machine and what kind of oil you have to put there to make it fly. Everything was there. So uh, then Prabhupada said, another way to fly is by mantra. If right now I pronounce some mantras from the Vedas, this asana I'm sitting in will float in midair. We were all waiting to see the fire. The Prabhupada didn't do any demonstration, mystical like that, but we were expecting, he would do it. Anyway, many other wonderful anecdotes and pastimes in the book is available. Yeah, I already told you yesterday, those who were there. So thank you again. Any question, comments? I don't know. You have to check yourself. I don't know how to do it. Okay. I mean, it's muted or unmuted. You have to unmute yourself if you have any question. So if any of you or listener have any question, please do. You can unmute yourself and speak. Hare Krishna. Okay, now questions from the present audience. Yes, Mataji. Come, come, come. Speak it here so they will know what you're saying. So I don't have to translate or to repeat it.
Hare Krishna, for anyone watching online, if anyone would like a book, Maharaj's book, you can let us know now. And Maharaj has a Zelle, so you can pay him by Zelle, and we can keep the book for you here at the temple.
Because I'm leaving this morning. Uh, yes, I'm gonna also be in New York at the Yatra. If anybody going at the Yatra, you can also get it there, as you wish, as you like, or here. All right? Please do.
I definitely heard before that Arjuna went where to marry that princess? Was it in Venezuela?
No, no,
Somewhere in South America, though.
no. Wasn't India. Was the money, the state of money. You have to get visa. Even if you are in India, you can't just go there. You have to get a special visa to protect the state.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's continue. All right. Jai. Guna Premanandi, Hari Hari Guru. Not now. No. I'm not sitting. I'm gonna eat in front of him. Okay, later. Oh, we have to. How do you know? Jai Ram Krishna Paramahamsa Brahmadic Jaya Africa Sri Srimad Divine Grace. Bhakti Prana Swami Shri. Oh, then we go to Vajra Namikina. Jai Shri Ram. Stop not here. Right, so it was Gita and the Sugar. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Paramahamsa Jai from Earth. You go down to the Jai. You down to the Jai. So did I. Jai. Not if you dance. Jai. You cannot be down. Jai. Angamaya and Maya. Jai. Fascinating Makuni. Adiram saying it time. He said, oh, Krishna Maharaj. Oh, everybody in the praise to thee, someone else. All glories to thee, someone else. All glories to thee, someone else. All glories to the Lotus feet of Sri Guru. The Lotus feet of the Scripture. All the way to the music of the Tan Truth, which is just basically the constitution to yourself and all the wishes of the conscious spirit of that. The wishes of the blood. Attachment for the sweetest perfection for all desires. It opens my dark eyes, it fills my heart with strength and knowledge. He is my alarm, perfect birth. I am ecstatic repentance, silence, control. Vedic scriptures are some of the spirit. Ours when you out, that is your woman. Better than the woman with us. Yes. Oh, ask me mercy. Give us this Sunday on me. Your answers are all over here. Which is shall not pronounce the sons, each little path is new. I wish. We go. She love you, good. Sad. Little me, one of me. Yes. No, for the love of the yes. Sure. Thank you. Have some donation. Sure. So I get to you to. Well, you got me. He won't see it if he does this one. Thank you. Thank you. It's a short time, but this is the one. The voting, I was like, oh, who knows how hard we fight? I can do it. Sure. How much longer do we need? You know, I don't know the jazz. How's that? That's what we need. So you're gonna have breakfast now? Yeah, you really like. No. Yeah. Definitely. I just. That's pretty good. All blessings that we teach you that. Like you turn and like you teach it. What's the law? I'm a disciple of the Holy Spirit, so okay. So maybe you do that. Yeah. Improve. Yeah. I thought maybe you said maybe a couple of. Yeah, I grew up there and then down there and so kind of rooted there. Yeah. Yeah, rooted. Is that your
Budget grandson. Yeah, I was there with him for 20 years. And, yeah, he just lived up in the streets. So we've done that for 20 years. How long have you been thinking about it? Not that long. It's like 2.5 years. Yeah. Good to meet you. Thank you.
Oh, nice to meet you. So you travel to New Jersey from here?
Yeah,
New Jersey?
New Jersey. We'll spend some time in New York and then a few days, and then fly back West Coast.
Well, actually, I have to drop Maharaj in New York first, and then we'll have New Jersey. And then so, where will I be? Did he say he was going to go to New Valley? Also, he is after. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how long he's going to stay. A week, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, so he's going to return and then come back to New Valley. Yeah, he's going to go to New York, and then he's going to come back to on the way. He's going to fly, right?
He's going to fly to
Pittsburgh,
and go to New Valley and fly to Mexico.
Yeah. We'll have to visit Mexico sometime. I would love to. Yeah. I think Mahajan is my guy brother Mahajan. Have you heard of him?
No.
Is he down there? Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Thanks.
As far as I remember. All right. Well, we got a lot to do before we leave, but thank you so much.
See breakfast, yeah.
Well, are you doing laundry? Or are you done? I've got some.
No, I'm not